video explaining kotegaeshi in detail a couple of weeks ago. So now we'll take another joint lock. I was asked, several people that saw that video said, hey, can you do a video for each one of the joint locks explaining it in detail? Why not? So let's do what the Aikido people call Nikkyo, or second technique. So we'll do it from a lapel grab, all right? So we'll move in a little bit so you can see. So once again, Gary's back. He's got me in a lapel grab. I'm going to come over. My thumb is going to go between his thumb and forefinger in the webbing. And my hand is going to reach over and I'm going to grab. And again, it's going to be that same emphasis. I'm going to grip with the pinky. I'm going to squeeze with the thumb. So it releases his grip. There's actually even a pressure point in here that I can press that Gary doesn't like, right? So you can do that to loosen the hand too. So the tip of the thumb goes into the webbing. You got to play around with it till you find it. But when you find it, your opponent will know. But again, not everybody feels that, okay? So from here, I'm not going to take the hand off my chest. I'm going to roll it onto my chest. So now his thumb is pointing down and my fingers are on top. So it started with my thumb on top. We're going to roll the hand here. Now, the other thing you want to do is a lot of people do this with the elbow. No, you want to pull the elbow down to the waist. That helps to turn the wrist more, okay? Limp. Yeah. Okay, this one hurts, all right? So now, the most basic way, you take the second hand, you come up, you grasp it, keep it on your chest, and now you just roll your hand over, all right? And then he'll tap, okay? Make sure you tap when you feel pain. This one can be brutal, all right? So that's here. So again, what I'm doing is I have Gary's hand in here, and this is my action, okay? I don't want it to come off my chest. Leave it on my chest and do this, okay? That's the action. So again, so now you saw the grip, you saw what we're doing. So I reach over, I turn the hand over, okay? Now, well, what if he resists? Okay, right, of course. So what you have to work on is this. Now, and you have to work on it where you flick him in the face with your fingers, right? Maybe catching an eye, and you're going to get a reaction. And in the same thing, your hand comes right back and you turn over. So like, I'm making it look easy, right? Well, I've been doing it for 45 years, but you've got to work on it. So it's got to be where you hear it comes right in, you can go right into the technique. That's what you have to work on, all right? But in the beginning, we don't worry about that. We're just trying to learn the actual lock, the technique. So I reach over, I turn him over, limp, yeah. Okay, now it's here, right? So now another way I can do it, I leave this on my chest, I hold tight here, and now this hand snakes up into the bend in the arm, okay? And I can step in and apply the pressure. And now that bend makes it hurt more, okay? Now the other thing I can do is I can direct this bend into Gary's center line. So again, he's connected through this to my center line. His hand is on my center line, right? I'm now going to take this and aim it to his center line, right? To his dantien. So as I come here, right in, and this is a lot of pain, okay? So again, this done quick will definitely damage the wrist, okay? Can I do it as a controlling technique? Yeah, once I'm here, I could kick, could knee kick, whatever I want to do, all right? So another variation besides this one, okay? And this is one Tatsuo sensei liked to do, okay? So same thing, he's grabbing me, I come up, bang, here, right? But instead we come up here. So we come up underneath and hook the arm. This one's brutal. This one's brutal, okay? So the action is literally that. That's the action, right? And if you sink as you do it, so bam, here, right? I come up here and I grab, and now I sink and aim again that joint to his center line, it's a problem for him. So this will break. You'll see this one on the old video from '66 where Sensei's demonstrating with Steve Armstrong. You'll see him come up here and do this, okay? So again, you'll see this technique referred to as Nikkyo, Ni, Tu, Kyo, technique, whatever, okay? So this is, that's one way to call it. I mean, that's what we call it in the dojo, all right? So we can do that from here. We can do it. He grabs my wrist. Same grip, comes here. I come here. Now I come up and catch. Now I have him like this. So you see it's the same Nikkyo grip, right? And now it's the same thing, but now I control through here and go down. So that's another way you can practice it, okay? Another way you can practice it, and this one's really not fun for the opponent. He grabs my jacket, okay, my shirt, grabs a hold of me. I come here, it's again, thumb between the webbing, forefinger and thumb, push in, grab with that pinky, grab, right, push in. Now, I leave it here, and I just roll my elbow over. So from this way, you see my elbow's right over, okay? And when I roll this over, this comes in tight. So Gary can try to pull his hand out. He's not pulling his hand out. Now, all I do is take the point of my elbow and I touch my belt. This one done fast is wicked, okay? Wicked, right? I had a Hapkido master do this on me one time. And someone else had volunteered to have him do the technique on him. And he looked at them and said, no. And he looked around, and he saw me, he said, Mike, because he knew who I was. He says, Mike. And I was young. I'm going back to maybe I was, 21, 22, something like that. And he went fast. And I felt it, but I went with it. So again, this rolls over, and we have him in that Nikkyo position, right? And now this is tight, and we just bring the elbow down. Once he's in, we can knee kick, whatever we want to do, all right? So grip is vitally important. Again, there's no space, just like in Kotegaeshi, okay? See people doing Kotegaeshi like this all the time, right? And the person goes flying. Yeah, that works in the school. It's not going to work for real. Guy's just going to yank his hand out, okay? Like I said before, when you start to apply the joint lock, his natural reaction is to yank his hand out, okay? Go turn your stove on, and then go in once it's nice and hot. Like out here in Arizona, we have electric stoves. Not a fan, I'd rather have gas, but I have electric. Turn it on, let it get hot, and then touch it, and see how fast you pull your hand back. Well, that's what happens when they feel this pain. They look to yank the hand out. So if you don't have the grip locked in, he's just going to pull right out. You're not going to have the technique, okay? So again, when he's got me, you have to work this, and this is one action. Smack, come back, turn over. If I use both hands, I'm here, right? If I use the one hand, then I can come in here. I can also come here, all right? And then later on, we'll show you some other techniques we can do off of here, like now going into Sankyo, which is another technique that you'll see in Aikido. They call it the third technique. And that'll be another subject of another video we'll do, okay? So, again, showed you off a wrist lock. So this technique is, I think, probably a little harder than Kotegaeshi. All right. And some of the mistakes I see people make is they do this and they want to push the hand away from them. No. When it's on you, it's like part of your body. It's easier to control. You see the reaction from Gary. I'm barely moving. He goes right down. People in general, when I do this one, they can't believe how much this one hurts. Again, it's got to be locked in right. Okay. If Gary's arm's fully extended, right? He'll feel it, but not as much. But as soon as I create that bend and I come into his center line, you see the reaction is different. That's what we want, all right? So again, you have to create the distraction, all right? If he locks up here, if I go to grab and now he fully resists, yeah, to turn him over is going to be very difficult, you know? You say, well, what about a kick? Well, the only problem with a kick is I'm on one leg. I don't like that, right? But I do that. Flick them in the face. My fingers flick, all right? In feeding crane kung fu, we have a technique called water hand. That's the technique, okay? Oh, what's the application? You flick your finger in the opponent's eyes, all right? As the Chinese say, the eyes are the general of the body. You eliminate the general, the army falls apart. So here we're doing that. Here, come right over. Now once we have them locked. Okay, then we can follow up. Now you want to kick, you want to do different things, that's fine. All right, so again, we'll call this Nikkyo. All right, but it's just another variation of a joint lock. All right, very powerful technique if you become proficient at it. All right, I couldn't tell you how many Isshinryu, senior Isshinryu senseis, say, oh, the joint locks don't work. Okay, they don't work because they're not good at them. All right. You get good at them, they work, but they're a hard skill set. It's much easier to learn to punch, kick, okay, do that. It's much harder to be skilled at the joint locks, but you want to have skill at everything, all right? Just being able to punch and kick, no, that's not it. All right. Joint locks exist all throughout the kata. They exist in all Chinese martial arts. Okay. So we want to be good at them. We want to work at them. All right. And I'll give you one reason. Winter, guy's wearing a heavy coat. You punch him, he stands there and looks at you. Right. You get his joint in a certain position, you have him, he can't do anything. Okay. He's locked in. Now you can finish him with your strikes. All right. So this is Nikkyo. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you for the next joint lock video, because there's a bunch of them. So next time we'll go to an arm bar, and we'll show how to work an arm bar. All right. Okay. Take care.